So, I want to take everyone back to the year 2017. And there was this series that I'd been hearing about called The Orville. And I heard it had been created by Seth MacFarlane. I figured, okay, it'd be a funny little spoof, satire, somewhat similar to Spaceballs, did to Star Wars, but in this case, The Orville's doing it to Star Trek. Well, it quickly changed from that. It found its own unique style, and it has become a favorite show of mine. So much so that a few years ago, when both seasons that were produced and released on Fox were put out on DVD, I bought them. Now, I say there were only two seasons that were produced and made by Fox. And here's the thing. Originally, there was going to be a third season, but things happened with Fox, everything changed, and basically, The Orville went from getting its third season on Fox to going to Hulu. And then, of course, came 2020, which slowed everything down even more. And all of a sudden, now it's been a few years, and people are still waiting for that third season. Well, it's coming. And from what I've heard, it's going to be coming out June 2nd of this year. And I figure I'd give you a brief taste of it, and I'll show you, and I'll tell you some of the characters that we're going to be hearing about, especially in the opening credits. We got Ed Mercer, who is played by Seth MacFarlane, and he does a great job playing Ed Mercer. He is likable as Ed, he's charismatic as Ed, and there are times where I felt for Ed. I mean, for crying out loud, one of his ex-girlfriends was a krill in disguise as a human. I'll tell you about the krill in a little bit. And it really kind of like, once he played She's Always a Woman to Me by Billy Joel, that kind of like, I was done emotionally. I was spent. And then we have, of all people, his ex-wife, who's now his XO, commanding officer, first officer, Commander Kelly Grayson, played by Kelly Pelicki. And she does a very good job as the character of Kelly. Occasionally makes a few mistakes here and there. Then we come to the doctor on board the ship, Dr. Claire Finn, played by Penny Johnson-Gerald. And if you're a Star Trek fan like me and so many others, you know that's Benjamin Sisko's second wife, who at the end of the series was like a few months in on a pregnancy. And because the series got canceled, we never figured out what happened. Up next is Scott Grimes, who plays Lieutenant Gordon Malloy. And I gotta tell you, you've heard of American Dad. Seth MacFarlane produces that. That voice of Scott Grimes is actually the voice of Steve, uh, the the son of the American Dad, the main character. Was That's his character on American Dad, but as Gordon Malloy, he gives some nuanced performances, and he actually was able to hold his own. As, believe it or not, there's another character who actually surgically removed his leg. They grew it back, and it was like, how do you not lose it? How do you not break character and smile? That's a practical joke. He later admitted that it was a good one. And how he stayed that in character like that was just amazing. Next up, we come to Lieutenant Commander Bortus, the second officer aboard. He's played by Peter Macon, and Bortus is from the planet Moklis, a planet that's mainly known for its weapons engineering and manufacturing, and the society is primarily male. And any of the rare female births that happen, he and his mate, Clyden, who also happens to be male, but used to be female, is kind of like a taboo. I was trying to word it out properly in my head and then spell it out. But yeah. And apparently they can eat anything and not have problems. I mean, however, they also have a bit of an addictive personality. Bortus in the second season had a bit of a adult fantasy addiction, which corrupted some of the systems on board the ship, which caused, I wouldn't say a complete success, but I wouldn't say a complete failure of the mission of rescuing people that were on a planetoid that was close to being destroyed. They were able to save like a few when they could have saved more had it not been for Bortus's personality, addictive personality. Speaking of, later on, there's this great episode that is centered around Gordon having this fantasy about a woman who died centuries ago. This is set in the 25th century, but the subplot is the fact that Bortus and his mate Clyden are addicted to cigarettes. Cigarettes have been gone for like centuries at this point. I wish they were gone. And my dad would still be here, or maybe have a few more years. And when they went at it, I felt that, because I felt what was going on, and trust me, it was, I understood the problems they were all having. Next up, we come to their security chief, who is from the planet Zalea. And on Zalea, it's like our gravity, except cranked up to about over 9,000. And there's this character that is the chief of security, Lieutenant Tala Keali, played by Jessica Zor. And in her introductory season, which happened to be the second season, there was a previous one played by Halston Sage, Lieutenant Lara Katan, who had left a few episodes in because partly things had changed, and she had gotten a secondary series called Fortunate Son, which didn't last that long anyway. So what the heck was Halston thinking? And let's just say both are good. And right now, after a long time wait, it's been a long time since I last seen this, we are going to take a look at a sneak preview of the third season, which is a a continuation of the series itself called The Orville New Horizons. So let's check out this preview. I got mine on Twitter. I'm sure there's like one on YouTube right now, but this one is a little different. It has the opening credits, so we know what's happening. Oh, I almost forgot about Isaac. Isaac is... One second. Doing a little bit on the fly. Isaac is the science officer, and he's what's known as a Kalon. And Kalons are robotic AIs, sort of like Data. Sorry about that. However, the Kalons find humans inferior. And, however, the loyalty Isaac shows to the crew shows he has no loyalty left to his own people. So he's an outcast there. And that shows depth of character. Alright. Now that I got all the characters that we need to talk about, you're going to hear the audio. There's a video out there. And I got this one on Twitter. It's a preview of what's to come. Oh, before I forget, I will be talking about two characters who happen to be Dr. Finn's young sons. Again, doing this on the fly. Marcus and Ty. Now, most of this preview will feature Marcus trying to get to Ty. That's a bit of a spoiler. Sorry about that. So, here we go. And we are heavily in battle as the Krill and the Planetary Union, the SB for the Federation, are in deep battle against the Kalon. And it is not going well for either the Krill and the Union. And these are pretty good effects. Ooh! One ship going down. And we come upon the Orville. Oh, and here comes Marcus trying to get his little brother, or find his little brother, and hopefully find his mom alive. Better keep running, little dude. It ain't getting any easier. Oh, boy. He's in an elevator. Last time there was an elevator in a spaceship, Star Trek Beyond and Spock and McCoy. It was bad for Spock and McCoy. He got out, thank God. Oh my. Oh no! Oh, in the spaceship. That's not good. Get in quick before you suck down. Whew. Oh. Ty and Marcus are safe, thank goodness. Yeah. It's pretty bad out there, guys. Not gonna lie. And here's Isaac. That music right now and the... Oh! And now we're getting into the new opening credits. And we can see that they're building a fleet on a new planet. Oh, wait, new planet. The Orville New Horizons. Ooh, that looks nice. Seth MacFarlane is Ed. Just for the record, goosebumps. This is what this music is giving me. And it definitely does feel like 1990 Star Trek, Next Generation, DS9 Voyager in that time frame. And I'm loving it. Oh, I nearly forgot about this character, John J. Lee, John Lamar. He's the engineer. And this is a pretty good preview. I am excited. Woo! Alright, well, I can honestly say after watching this preview, I am excited. I want to see it. I will wait for June 2nd. My patience will be rewarded. And if you haven't checked out The Orville, it's available on Hulu, the first 2 seasons. And if you have seen the series and it's available on DVD, get it. And, I've gotta say, to Seth and the crew, here's hoping you do good, awesomely good, on the return of The Orville.